I'm Isabella Finn and you're listening to Good Morning Dublin on 103.2 Dublin City FM. Today I'm joined by the fundraising lead of the Irish Cancer Society, Rosemary Simmons, who will be talking us through this year's fundraising efforts for Daffodil Day. Hi Rosemary, thank you for joining me today.
Hi Isabella, how are you? And thanks so much for inviting me on the programme.
You're so welcome. Now, last year Daffodil Day didn't get to take place the way it usually does, as we were emerged in the very beginning of the pandemic and we weren't particularly as Zoom savvy as we are now. But what are the main differences between this year's Daffodil Day and, let's say, Daffodil Day from 2019? I saw the one for the fundraising yourself. It was like the alternative to going out with your collection bucket, that you can do it online through an app with your family and friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can you tell me a bit about that then? Okay. And usually cancer is at the forefront of our brains, and unfortunately it's likely that we all know someone who's been diagnosed, considering the chances of getting cancer are closer to 1 in 2 than 1 in 3. And the past year our focus has shifted towards this pandemic and this awful virus, and although we're not comparing tragedies at all, how important is it for the fundraising effort towards cancer research to continue? Well, I mean, it's undoubted that the work that the Irish Cancer Society do for cancer patients is more than appreciated, and it's something that's very, very important and that a lot of us hold quite dear to our hearts. And I just want to stress, how can we, the public, apart from donating online, how can we help the Irish Cancer Society this Daffodil Day? Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me today, Rosemary.
And Isabel, thanks a million for your time and letting us shout about Daffodil Day. We really rely on the support of the Irish public, and we're hoping that they can get behind us again this year.
Thank you. That was Rosemary Simmons, the fundraising lead for the Irish Cancer Society, detailing how we can help this Daffodil Day. To make a donation and for more information and support on life with cancer, visit cancer.ie. Next, I'll be joined by Irish businesswoman and co-founder of Green Angel, Mary Mitchell. She'll be on the line, so stay tuned here to Good Morning Dublin on 103.2 Dublin City FM. Today I'm joined by Lisa Lawler, the proud author of her first book titled Stardust Baby. In 1981, the Stardust nightclub tragedy took place in Artane, resulting in 48 individuals never coming home, 2 of those 48 being Frances and Maureen Lawler. Lisa was only a baby when the tragedy took place, but naturally this single event completely reshaped her life, and now she is sharing her story. Hi Lisa, thank you for joining us today.
Hey Isabella.
So what initially prompted you to start writing your book? And has that name been used for you before? Like, has that how you've been identified your whole life?
Yeah. Everyone says that's Lisa from the Stardust. And if they don't say that, they say there's the Stardust Baby.
Wow.
I've no identity through this, you know.
And what age were you when you realised what happened to your parents? And was the Stardust a venue that they frequented, or was it just fluke that they just happened to go that night?
No, they just went there that night, first time there.
Wow. See, I first learned about the Stardust when I was about 7. I went to a school in the area, and my mother actually grew up in Artane, and we were passing by the building, or what is on front of the building, the petrol station.
Petrol station, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a protest happening, and of course I asked my mother what it was, and that was the 25th anniversary. So that was when I think the inquest for arson was dropped.
Yes.
So that must have been incredibly difficult on yourself and all the other families and communities involved in that. I mean, it's still, we're heading to the 40th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
That you're still fighting all the different inquests.
It's tough, because I just knew Stardust was a name. It was just a name of something, and you see, it was synonymous with me because I just always heard Stardust. So, it's the Stardust, and it just always resonated with me, and when I was small, you see, I was so small that just everyone wanted a piece of me. They wanted to see me. The press went mad, they just couldn't get over this little baby, and I suppose it was unfortunate, and I became this kind of an unwelcome celebrity, everyone knows me through Stardust. They don't know they wouldn't know who I am, where I live. They say Stardust Baby, and that's how the name just stuck with me.
And have you been involved with any of the campaigning for information or with the protests?
Yeah. I was on the campaign a long time ago, and I come off. I wouldn't be able, Isabella. It wasn't easy, and I was so young. So I went back on it then in 2018, and I'm still on it now. Fighting for justice. But all you can do is do your best, like me.
And is that topic all covered in your book? Do you go through your feelings about campaigning and looking for justice in the book? And of course, when you were probably approaching the same age that your poor parents perished, I mean, could you even imagine? Like, I mean, you have your own children now. It must have been...
people were saying to me, like, when you became your mother's age, 23, what were you like? That she could be gone for so long. Like, sometimes, Isabella, I say to myself, Jesus, my man's dead 40 years. You know?
So no matter how many years pass, I mean, that sting will always be there.
Yeah, definitely.
And have you heard over the years, you've probably heard countless stories of your mother and father in an attempt to comfort you. Is there anything that comes to mind about them? And you, as I mentioned before, so you were taken in by your grandparents. Did you have a hefty support system waiting for you with your grandparents?
Yeah, well, there was devastation all around me.
Was it important for you to have your own family, to have your own children?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was ultimately important to me. My own kids are brilliant, I have to say. Like, they're great. You see, you're going on then to their loss, grandparents. So it's just outwardly affects absolutely everybody around me.
And they're all delighted for Mammy's new book as well, yeah?
Sure. Oh, my Frankie's running around telling people I'm famous. It's getting me. She's gas. But yeah, the kids are just brilliant. They light up me days, honest to God.
And so Stardust Baby is available for sale now. Where can we get our hands on your book, Lisa?
In any good bookshop and easons.com and Easons, obviously.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, can be bought in any of them shops, any good bookshop.
Well, best of luck with the book sales. I hope it goes fantastically for you.
Thanks very much.
And you're very, very welcome for coming on the show today. Thanks you.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Have a great day.
Thank you. I'm Isabella Finn and you're listening to Good Morning Dublin on 103.2 Dublin City FM. Today I'm joined by Ireland's best known astronomer and founder of Astronomy Ireland, David Moore. David, thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
You're more than welcome. I was just reading up on the extensive career you've already had as an astronomer. You presented for The Den, then you presented for Live at 3 on RTE, and you're the editor of the Astronomy Ireland monthly magazine, and the list goes on, really. Do you remember when you decided to be an astronomer?
Yeah.
And I have to ask, you've met and you've interviewed several astronauts through the years, most notably Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. What was that like?
Yeah. I mean, I think Neil Armstrong will probably go down in history as one of the famous people of all time.
Yeah, well, the possibilities and the curiosities of it are completely endless. I mean, there's so many different possibilities out there. David, thank you for joining me today and coming on to tell us all about what's happening in our skies. And if anyone is looking to subscribe, we're going to astronomy.ie. Is that correct?
As simple as that. And
that was David Moore from Astronomy Ireland telling us all about what's happening in the night sky and beyond. For more information, as mentioned a couple of times there, you can visit astronomy.ie. I'm Isabella Finn and you're listening to Good Morning Dublin on 103.2 Dublin City FM. I'm Isabella Finn and today on Good Morning Dublin I'm joined by Aoife Murphy from Niwiraku Designs, a digital creator making personalised commission art pieces for all aspects of life. Aoife, welcome to the programme.
Thanks very much, Isabella. It's lovely to be on.
No problem at all. So you launched your Niwiraku Designs Instagram account at the start of January. What prompted you to start your own small business? Brilliant. And how has your first month in business gone? It sounds like it's gone well.
Yeah, it's actually gone a lot better than I thought it would be, to be honest. I'm getting really busy.
Oh wow, so you're becoming a staple of their friend group from afar.
Literally, I always joke, being like your apartment is like the Niwiraku kind of gallery, like my own personal gallery.
That's brilliant. Now you also feature still life and pop culture pieces on your page. Which is your favourite to draw? So just while we're on to cards there, your work is undoubtedly feminist centric in some aspects, and you also created some pieces for Comic Navan. But what I think was interesting was your very clever seeded Galentine's cards that you sold out of. Can you tell us a bit about these? And that's brilliant. And do you just throw them in the garden on top of soil, or what way do you do them? And they're wildflowers, so they're pollinator friendly as well. That's brilliant, Aoife. Thank you very much for coming on to me today.
No worries. Thanks so much for having me.
That was Aoife Murphy from Niwiraku Designs on Instagram at Niwiraku Designs with myself, Isabella Finn, on Dublin City FM.